Today, we're diving into something really profound. We're going to explore how the pain of losing someone, well, how that can be transformed into a path of healing and even personal growth. It's an ancient way of looking at loss, not as a final stop, but as a new starting point. And this is the question that just gets to the heart of it all, right? We've all been there, feeling that awful sense that a connection has just been severed. But what if that's not the whole story? What if there's another way to see it? An answer that's been around for centuries. Well, this ancient wisdom offers a pretty incredible answer. It's this idea of two-way healing. The core principle is that the living and the departed are still deeply connected, and any good things we do in their memory, it's not a one-way street. It actually creates this powerful cycle of healing that comes right back and benefits us here and now. So how does this actually work? How do you turn all that sorrow into genuine strength? What's really fascinating is how beautifully this ancient wisdom lines up with a lot of modern psychological thinking. This isn't just about faith or old traditions, it's about a deep understanding of how our minds process grief. So in psychology today, there's a term called grief work, and the key word there is work. Grieving isn't something that just happens to you, it's an active process. You're working through feelings, you're trying to reestablish your bond with the person you lost in a new way, and these ancient rituals, well, they're basically a structured way of doing that grief work. They're powerful psychological tools that give us a constructive way to handle our loss. And this is a really crucial part of it. Look at this slide. On one side, you have that destructive kind of guilt. You know the feeling, helplessness, regret, just being stuck in the past. It leads to total stagnation. But on the other side, there's a different path. You can take all that emotional energy and channel it into something productive, something positive. Things like charity, mindfulness, focusing on building a better future. It's a total shift that leads straight to personal growth. Okay, so we've seen how this helps us heal on a personal level. But the idea is actually much, much bigger than that. It suggests that our lives are all part of this huge, interconnected network. A kind of network of compassion that goes way beyond what we can physically see. Think of it like this. Every single thing we do, every thought we have, it creates a ripple. And according to this way of thinking, those ripples don't just disappear. They travel outwards and influence this whole network, including those who aren't with us anymore. It means our lives and theirs aren't really separate stories. They're all part of one continuous thread. And that leads to this incredibly powerful idea. The best tribute, the greatest act of remembrance you can possibly make, isn't just some one-off ritual. It's how you live your life every single day. Living with intention, with kindness. That becomes the highest honor you can possibly pay. All right, now we are getting to the absolute core idea of this whole explainer. It's a really simple rule, but it completely flips the script on why we do good deeds for those who've passed on. So get ready, because this might be a little surprising. Think about it. We do things in their name, right? We donate to causes they cared about, we dedicate our efforts, all with the genuine intention of helping them. But have you ever really stopped to think about where all the benefit from those actions, where it actually goes? The answer probably isn't what you expect. Okay, look at this. According to this ancient teaching, when you do something good in honor of someone who's gone, they receive 1/7 of that positive merit. But the rest of it, a massive 6/7, comes right back to you, the one actually doing the good deed. Isn't that wild? I mean, that changes everything, doesn't it? The focus suddenly shifts. It's not just about trying to send help to someone else anymore. The process itself becomes this powerful engine for your own growth. You're not just a bystander sending good vibes. You become the main participant and the primary beneficiary of your own transformation. And this really is the ultimate takeaway. This is what it all boils down to. By working on yourself, by becoming a more mindful, more compassionate person, you're actually offering the most incredible gift you possibly can. Your growth becomes their legacy. So, we've talked a lot about the why. Now let's get practical. Let's look at the how. How do we take these huge ideas and actually practice them? Make them a real, tangible part of our lives. This framework gives us a kind of toolkit. It starts with well-dying, which is all about making sure a loved one's final transition is as peaceful and dignified as possible. Then comes self-renewal, which is about seeing the mourning period as an active time for positive change. And underpinning it all is just daily mindfulness, bringing that sense of awareness and purpose into your everyday life. Traditionally, this is often structured around a 49-day period. But it's not about just
passively mourning for 49 days. It's reframed as a journey, a dedicated time for action, for reflection, for learning. And it culminates on that 49th day, not as an end to your sadness, but as the beginning of a whole new, more conscious way of living your life.
Now, as we start to wrap this up, there is one last really comforting message at the heart of all this. It's a simple reminder that on this journey, which can be so difficult, you are not walking it alone. I want you to remember this. Your efforts actually matter. They have real power. This isn't just wishful thinking. The law of cause and effect is always at play, and your sincere, positive actions can and do create real change, both for your loved one and maybe even more importantly, for you. And there's this idea of a companion on the path, often symbolized by figures like Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Now, you don't have to see this as a religious thing at all. Think of it as a powerful symbol, a universal companion that represents this unwavering compassion and support that's always there, walking alongside both you and the person you've lost, guiding everyone toward peace.
So that's what we're left with. If every positive choice you make is the greatest tribute you can offer, and if your own growth becomes their truest legacy, then your life is this incredible gift. And the only real question left is, what are you going to do with it today?